I'm going to go in my garage.
Oh, okay. Brilliant. Right, we are going live in 10 seconds.
Often I talk about my Westbourne community, how much I love being in Westbourne, how I play there quite often. But one of my really good mates, he lives in Westbourne, but we can't track him down because he's quite often just playing around the world being a rock star. And I've got him on the show right now. Hello, Mungo Jerry, are you there? Hello, Ray.
I am here. Hello, Alan. And it's a pleasure to speak to you again.
Yeah, we get it.
So, you're showing off your German. We were trying to do that earlier on, weren't we? So, immer alles klar, alles zusammen, es ist schön Abend.
As you that don't understand German, he's just been kind of having a little explore over on the sand, haven't you? A little bit of an explore.
Yeah, so you actually understood my German, which is amazing. You get that?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Look, I mean, how long have you been married to your lovely, beautiful German wife?
27 years, is it this year?
27 years.
Mind you, that said, I mean, my father was married to my mother a long time and he never really picked up German, so that's not an excuse.
Oh, right.
No, he did the amazing thing of never really learning German and being married to a German woman for so many years. But hey, what we want to talk about today, though, is your song, Happy to Be, has gone to number 1 on the vintage charts.
Number 3. Number 3.
Number 3. Well, that's still not bad, is it? Top 5.
No, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Straight out the blue, because I haven't done any promotion. We got a couple of YouTube videos. They might be, might be up. Both of them might be up there. But I was trying to get this sentiment together. The track comes from the latest album, the Sunlight album, and the line is, "I am happy to be the way I am." And I got the idea from the lyric, because, I've got a gap in the teeth, I've got a big nose, I had a big bum, I always was overweight, I had all this thing, got funny hair.
You were overweight, you're tiny.
Yeah, well, I was overweight. When I was, I think when I was about 11 or 12, I weighed more than what I weigh now. I think. I mean, I definitely weighed quite a lot. Yeah, and I used to go get weighed every couple of weeks along with some other friends. But in those days, it was there weren't so many people that are overweight then as what there are now. As far as I can recall. Like the lifestyle was different, and the food habits, the eating habits were different. Everything was different then, as far as whatever we consumed. But some people used to sort of make fun of me or whatever when I got older, not when I was younger. And then I thought, I went to an Imagination concert at what is now the Hammersmith Apollo. And Lee John got this guy up on stage, and he was in a wheelchair. And he sang and he span around and he did all this stuff. And I thought, hey, this is awesome. And it came back to me when I was watching the Paralympics and all the other things, people being handicapped, people that have had like limbs taken away like in conflict and all this kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people around it, and it's an attitude, and then mentally they're good and they're happy, and they get on. Then you get all this gender problem same-sex marriages or whatever you want to, all this kind of stuff. So I thought, why don't we say, I'm happy to be the way I am. So I say, from my head to our feet, we are all unique, the way that we think and the way that we speak. I didn't know that when I was a kid. I did lots of sighing each day, So I thought, if we can get this across it, because I don't know about you, but with the listeners that you engage with on your station, I expect you talk to quite a lot of people, and when you go out and do your live shows, there's so much
all beautiful shapes and sizes, Ray.
Yeah, but there's such a lot of there's such a lot of anxiety out there at the moment. That's maybe brought on by the media, the economic climate, the post-COVID or whatever is still COVID, all the kind of stuff. And when people have got financial problems, they become even more anxious, and maybe they can't afford a new pair of trainers or a new electric bike or whatever, but they're happy with the one they got. But there was a time when people think they've got to keep up with their neighbours, they keep up with the Joneses thing. And as you said, other things that people are driven into this direction by the media, because if they weren't, there wouldn't be people buying a new car every 2 or 3 years, and people changing their houses or their furniture and all this sort of thing. That really, if you buy something and it lasts, there's no need to keep changing it, is there? That's what I think. So I'm saying I'm happy to be the way I am, and that's it. And that's the story. That's what I'm trying to get across. And it's a excuse me, and it's a happy tune. It's very melodic, and anyone can
And it's
sing
a great
along.
message.
Anyone can sing along, yeah. And I think it fits in with the... With,
Everyone can sing along, but you know what, Ray? It's quite interesting what you're saying, because in a weird way, I don't want to get too deep and philosophical on the show, because it's all about feel-good, but it is a feel-good message. And you know Jay-Z, one of my favourite rappers, Jay-Z, he was asked in an interview, are you happy now you're a billionaire? And he said, no, I was happy anyway.
Oh, right.
When I became a billionaire, it was just like a cherry on top of the cake, really. But I think that says so much in that statement, the fact that he was happy in the first place, so he'd learned to like himself, even with warts and all, at the very beginning. And then when he got to when he actually landed, he was still happy with himself. So a lot of the time, would you agree that sometimes people could be aiming for massive success and thinking, oh, that will make me happy, and it might not do it. So you've got to learn to be happy in the first place.
We know this so often when people that might have money coming out of their ears, and they spend and spend and spend, and they're still not happy, even the more accumulated wealth that they have, you know, and like with material items, because that's another thing that people are led to believe from their education and again the system, that success is the accumulation of material wealth. But it's health and happiness for yourself and your family and the people around you and your friends. This is the main thing in life.
We're going to play your record now, Ray, but is there an album to go with the record?
Yeah, the album's called Some Light, and it's some light at the end of the tunnel on some light music and some heavy music. So I've already had one song from that album that went to number 3 in the Heritage Chart, because the Heritage Chart goes out to over 80 countries. I don't know if you realise that.
Yeah, well, it's iTunes, isn't it? Yeah, it's massive.
And it was a song I did called "The Colour of Love," which I actually composed and put together for a Japanese mayonnaise advertisement.
I love it. I love Colour. In fact, I'd say "Colour of Love" is one of my favourites from you.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant! Yeah, well, that's on the album as well. So
that and what's my other favourite from you? That's "The Story of Love." La 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 la. That one.
That was the song that you just said. "The Colour of Love." That's the one.
Colour of Love. Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh, good.
It's really good, and it's very clever as well, because it's somewhat an innuendo, but I'm not going to go into detail about that right now.
Ah, right. But it's great. What you play on your programs is great stuff, isn't it? It's all really like up happy music, nothing too over the top heavy metal, nothing too mad indie, nothing. It's all like good. It's really, you know, it's nice. It's really cool. It's good.
Well, that's very kind of you. It's feel good music from all eras and genres. That's what I say. There's no specific genre, but it is feel good. It's always going to be feel good, and all your songs are pretty much feel good. That's the one thing.
Well, not the blues stuff. I mean, I do go right deep into this heavy blues and rural blues and that kind of stuff. Anything with a bit of feel and soul to it. And you know, just lately, I've tried to make my recordings sound a bit more organic. So, like, if there's a mistake or you know, I try and do something off the microphone and make it sound a little bit. Some people call it amateurish, because when Chris Welsh reviewed In the Summertime in the Melody Maker, he said it was amateurish.
Did he?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he said it was amateurish, and then the Daily Mirror, it was because it was the first Maxi single, said Maxi hit, and then when Baby Jump came out, Chris Welsh in the Melody Maker, he said more Mungo magic. It's weird, you know. It's really weird how these how critics attack things.
Yeah.
And some of these writers, they're not. I don't know if they're 100% into music. Actually, I don't know if they're more into the culture of it.
God bless you, Mungo Jerry. Thank you very much.
God bless. See you soon. Bye, Alan.